dehumanize and demonize the Palestinian people by adapting to the Israeli narrative, but also they give Israel war propaganda a platform to be transferred into as a news, as a credible news. And that's actually one very important aspect to look at. Israel has a war propaganda. This war propaganda is broadcasted as a news and challenged without rigorous and thorough investigation. But at the same time, the Palestinian narrative is always actually met with disbelief, always actually met with suspicion. And that's actually one aspect to look at. We need to keep pressuring our media to complain using the actual tools of complaint. I think Ofcom is there.
Of course, Ofcom.
Yeah,
there's a press complaints commission.
Yeah, exactly. So every single narrative, every single story, if we keep raising concerns, this one will get actually pressure on the media. The second point was going to make with regards to the one-state solution. Thanks to Vala for mentioning it. One of the problems which I, as a Palestinian, believe that that one-state solution might not be working, that what is going right now in Gaza is a genocide. Israel is concerned and afraid from the demography of Palestinian people. So they keep killing, massacring, and we can see the evidence of targeting families. 4 generations, 4 bloodline of people now completely wiped out. So if we come after 5-10 years, look how many hundred thousands of people have been reduced. So if Israel keeping killing us because of that reason, so what would make them accept the one-state solution? And unfortunately, as this is still going on without Israel going as the culture of impunity and cover-ups and going unpunished, that I don't think this is going to be achievable unless you've got another point of view. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. And the issue raised by the gentleman.
I'll just address the point raised by the gentleman about a special tribunal. I mean, I think, it's the difficulty is that the same pressures that apply to make the ICC probably drag its feet and make it very difficult to bring prosecutions on the national level would also apply to any attempts, I think, to set up a UN tribunal. So I don't think that kind of gets us around the existing problems. In my view, I think it, if anything, would be probably less achievable than I'll say one thing in support of the ICC. I know it hasn't been very popular during this meeting, and I fully understand why. But I think it's an existing court. It has jurisdiction. It's already opened an investigation. I think we probably need to just keep trying to push at that door, which is ever so slightly ajar. I think something will probably happen eventually. It might not be exactly what we want, and it might not be enough. But I think it would be more worthwhile putting the energies there than in trying to establish something entirely from scratch under the UN system.
Thank you, Salma.
What I'd like to say in this regard is that last year in July, President Biden went to Israel and they made a declaration in Jerusalem. It was 14 July 2022. It's called the U.S.-Israeli Strategic Partnership Declaration, in which the United States committed itself to oppose any legal and political action against Israel for human rights abuses in the ICC or in the UN. We have never heard of any instance where the United States have breached any agreement with Israel. And I think this agreement is just last year he issued it, Biden, and it was Yair Lapid who was the prime minister at the time. They issued it from Jerusalem. So they are committed to this. America has given them what? Ironclad, that's how they usually call it, ironclad support for Israel. So that's the crux of the matter. The obstacle is huge on that front. But when we talk about other tribunals, as I give you the example of Chad, it was set up by the African Union and Senegal, and the UN had nothing to do with it, nor the EU or any other, and it worked. It worked. So I think that should be considered. Of course, even within our own jurisdiction in the United Kingdom or in Spain or anywhere else, such trials can proceed. But a lot depends on the political will, in the sense that You stop politicians